And we are here because you said about NCAA sports. We talked a lot about college sports. Of course, we got CTC. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing I think we said it on a few episodes back, and I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but the WNBA is now have their moment because this is the draft class that they've been waiting for. NCAA. These are the rivalries that we've been talking about. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
all around. Everybody's been talking about it, but not too many people are talking about the men's tournament. Everyone's talking about the NCAA women's tournament. If you go
Mm-hmm.
back and look at the views been going through the roof. People been stopping what they need to do and say, hey, hold up, hold up. LSU playing Iowa, or Iowa's playing UConn, or
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina. They just out here blowing through people, or even if it's a close game, they're gonna find a way to win because that's just a powerhouse.
It's true.
Or is the dawn of a new powerhouse,
Okay.
or we say dawn of the powerhouse. It's however you want to phrase it. Dawn Staley's been doing her thing down there with South Carolina, man. Shout out
Yeah.
to the Lady Gamecocks. Y'all went out there. Y'all had the perfect season. The game may have started a little bit not the way you wanted it to, but it finished
Mm-hmm.
the way you asked for. So we're gonna say like this: South Carolina has won the NCAA title, completed a perfect season by outlasting Caitlin Clark in Iowa. 38-0, Joe. We got to
Mm.
react to it. I mean, we talked about the men's side with UConn, with I think they have one of the best coaches on the men's side. Don is now etching her face on the the Mount Rushmore of
Mm-hmm.
NCAA coaches. Yeah, y'all almost got me. So, how you feeling, man?
Man, listen. I want to give a round of applause. If you could throw the round of applause, for the women's basketball,
That's yeah.
well deserved. Not like Dawn said something that was really good, and I thought it was dope. She gave Caitlin Clark her props and said, "I want to, give you a shout out for putting women's basketball on the map." And we're not saying that like, hey, nobody cared about women's basketball. Like people actually watched it, but the viewership has grown tremendously in these last, I would say, year and a half, right? 2 years or so, right? And it started with the college basketball. We all know that Iowa played this team last year in the tournament, and they gave them their first L. I mean, they was going for a perfect season last year, and they had a juggernaut last year. And Caitlin Clark did her thing, and they put them out, and they ended up losing to LSU. But then the thing about this year. I remember I was watching ESPN one day, and they were upset on how the bracket was set up. Right? They were like, "What? You got Caitlin Clark and LSU in the same bracket? You got UConn, USC, Iowa, and LSU on the same side of the bracket? We want to see one of them meet in the championship. Where's the theater of it?" And at first I'm like, "You're right. Like, why are they all on the same side?" Then I thought about it, I'm like, yo, the best team is South Carolina, right? That's the best team. We all know that. You put them on one side, and you got all the individual talents on the other side. Let them slug it out, and then the winner comes out and play the juggernaut and see what happens. And I like how it happened. The theater of it was so good, Tomo. You got LSU against Iowa. I mean, revenge, right? For Iowa. Caitlin Clark balls out, have a double-double, 40-point double-double, get past LSU. Then you got USC and UConn Page against Juju, and they ball out, and then that goes down to the wire, and Paige was clutching that. Then you got Paige and Caitlin, and that went down to the wire. Controversial call, we all know that, right? But South Carolina has just been dominant, man. I mean, look at the game against NC State. First half was close, dominant in the second half. Same thing with this game. First half was close, dominant in the second half. I was trying to make a run late in the game, but I gotta give Dawn her credit. Dawn led her team to a perfect 38-0 season. Just won her third national championship. Went 109-3 in the last 3 seasons. I mean, I ain't seen Dawn this dominant since she was on Martin. Shout out to Martin, man, with his back pain. But it was a good scene. It was a good sighting, man. I had to put that one in before you stole it. I got a feeling you was gonna say something about it. All right, but last thing I want to say is Caitlin Clark, man. I give her props because leading up to this game, a lot of people was talking. A lot of people, you felt like people were hating, like everybody can say, "Oh, she got to win a championship." I forgot her name, the girl from UConn that won like 4 championships. She said, "Oh, she got to win a championship." You hear Tarasi, "Oh, she think it's sweet. Like she playing against 18-year-old. When she gets to the WNBA, it's gonna be real." Like I get it, but nobody was saying like, yeah, she's great. Nobody was doing that. They were just like, oh, she thinks she's doing something, right? And I like what she said. They asked her about it, and she said, listen, man, when you get to this level, people are going to have their opinion about you. And all I can do is worry about the opinions that's in this locker room. And I feel like she handled every situation very good. You know, so shout out to Caitlin Clark. She is one of the best players ever in NCAA women's basketball, but she did fall short in that championship, which I love to see her do. But shout out to South Carolina and Don Staley.
Man, that was funny, Joe, because you already knew what I was gonna say, man. That's funny that Iowa got here after Martin was like, respect my call. That was a foul. And that's exactly what happened. They got here off a foul call, man. That was funny. But Don Staley, three of them things, man. It's tough to even win one for some of these schools, man. Shout out to the Terps. But that's for you, Carl, since you think I can't think that's my own team. But nah, these ladies here, man, they shut a lot of people up, man. The fact that, like I said, the game started where Iowa went on a run and you kind of looked and you was like, uh-oh, are they gonna run away with this? But then again, Don Staley, you know, she gave you that that look. You know, she gave her team this look. Instead of calling timeouts, and it was on, somebody tweeted it too. It said instead of Don giving timeout, she get a team look kind of like your mother give you that look when you throwing out, but you know that you can't act up. She'll give them that look, and then everything would just calm down. They settle in, and they get right back to playing basketball. Shout out to Camila Cardoso, man, pow. A few of the ladies that names probably have been called in the game, but probably won't be named after the situation, because I think Camilla going into the draft too, and she showed her dominance down there in the paint. Shout out to the Iowa Hawkeyes. I think that's the name, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Shout out to them because they show poise too, because for them to start to lose a lead, most teams will crumble, and you can see in moments. Again, these are kids. People keep forgetting that these are kids, and sometimes kids have had those moments where they mentally or just break down and just let everything go. They still try to fight back. So that's what happened here. But we got to talk about how Don has cemented her legacy, man. Not cemented, but actually still paving the way. She's still paving the way, because I mean, Carl, I was celebrating in the chat just a little bit, and you humbled me a little bit, saying, "Hey, she ain't dead yet." But I mean, look, man, in life things happen so fast that you need to sometimes celebrate your wins in the moment, regardless of what you think is about to come or what hasn't happened yet. Like, you need to celebrate it. So if I want to say she's the best coach in college basketball right now, sometimes you just got to say it right now, but make sure it's back to work, because again, I'm not coaching or I'm not playing. I have to say it right now. As long as they don't go out there and act like that. Because said in the speech, man, my God is an awesome God. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's true. Like, when one door closes, another one's gonna open. And for her, people probably don't even remember that she was on Martin. Like, shout out to coming back up, but I remembered it. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. She beat Martin and she beating everybody in NCAA. It's crazy. She like, I don't even gotta be on the court to show you that I can reign dominance. And another quote that was out there too, and I liked it. Don said, look, if you want to be one of those players that want to average 21 plus points, you know, try to get to the league real quick, this is not the place for you. If you want to win championships, this is the place you're gonna come to, because we play as a team here. And that's what beat Iowa.
Yeah.
The team. Like you said, Joe, the way the bracket was, they put the best team in one bracket, and then they put the best individual players in the other bracket. If someone want to come on here and tell me something different, I'm here to listen. But every time you seen Caitlin try to get off, Gamecock said, nah, we're not doing that. They was rotating players on at one point, and then I think, what's her name? Raven. I think her name was Raven Johnson. Once she locked in on her, she said, I got her. Don't worry about it. I got her. The rest of the entire court. Even when she tried to put up a three, it was like, she was like, man, come on, bro. Just leave me alone.
She only scored 3 points after scoring 18 in the first.
You know what I'm saying? She was on, man, she was on her like a good lash tech would tell you, man. No glue. No glue. So all my lash techs out there, man, you got to respect what happened. But shout out to Don, shout out to the ladies. And I will say this. Some of them freshmen that went out there and balled for South Carolina too, lets you know that, oh, it's not over. Like I said on a few episodes ago, man, I thought I told you that we won't stop.
and that quote you just said, Tom, real quick before we move on. Oh, first of all, I want to give the Final Four games, that both Iowa games were had more ratings than the last 4 NBA Finals.
See what I'm saying?
Crazy, right? Matter of fact, had more ratings than every American sport outside of the NFL in the last 4 years.
All I'm saying is, if you in the WNBA, this is the moment right now. Y'all like, look, y'all act like y'all didn't want to get no support. Now, here's the support we've been asking for. One of the best one of the best draft classes in the WNBA coming up.
It's fucking crazy. You got Paige, you got Angel Reese, you got Caitlin, and also with that
Okay.
quote you just said, man. The team sport, whatever, right? Last year was the same thing, right? Who was the rookie of the year this year in the WNBA? Aaliyah Boston. Where she come from? South Carolina. You know, so it's not like when you come here, like you're gonna have to sacrifice your individual stats, right? But you get a chance to win a championship, and it's going to translate to the WNBA. Rookie of the year came from South Carolina. So it is what it is, man. Shout out to them.
Hey, now before we get to the shows, right quick, shout out to J-Mo with the. He said, "Don't ask me what this soap I use." # Dom. Hey,
That's worth the supercharge
hey,
there.
Dom. Hey, Dom. Make the call, man. That's a
Facts.
sponsorship right there.
Facts.
Take it away.
Facts. All right, let's move on, man. Listen, we have a network. R2L is not just a show; it's a network. You're watching the show now, but we have a shout out to Dave, a plethora of shows, plethora. All right, and we got a special announcement too, so make sure you guys stay tuned. So, first show we got. All right, let me get my thing ready. What we got? Time about? There we go. All right. We got BWT Baseball with Teddy. All right. All your baseball content through R2L goes through BWT.